Welcome to the Real GenX podcast. I'm Jen, your host and fellow Gen Xer. Today, we're going to take a walk down memory lane to the days of Christmas past. We're going to toss around some childhood memories and see if they're really as weird as we remember them being. We're going to go into all of it, including the Sears Christmas Wishbook. Whether you loved it or hated it as a Gen Xer, you are definitely familiar with it. And there were rituals, and we're going to talk about the toys we wanted and the toys we actually got, especially the ones that were downright hazardous. All right, before we dive into the Sears Christmas Wishbook and the toys that could have taken out a finger or two, let me introduce my co-pilots through this nostalgia trip. First up, my good friend and TikTok bestie, Rita Swinson. She is a fellow Gen Xer, lover of all things 80s, and someone who can probably recite every jingle from a Saturday morning cartoon lineup. Fun fact, she once tried to convince her parents to buy her a monkey. Rita, welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you. Hi, Adam.
And also joining us is my good buddy, Adam Turkel, another Gen X warrior, part-time presidential candidate, full-time expert in surviving hazardous toys, impossible board games, and bizarre childhood memories. Fun fact, when he was 10, he got a huge glow-in-the-dark alien toy with snapping jaws. He still remembers it vividly. He also happens to be the author of a book called The TikTok President, a fictional tale of a Brooklyn mailman who accidentally runs for president via social media. Adam, I am still not convinced at all that this book is not actually about you.
Well, listen, I do have some arrogance. First, thank you for having me on. It's good to see you, ladies. The book itself is a fun read. It's going to be a fun read. I think everybody's going to like it. It's a fictional story that has pieces of me, and I'll just leave it at that.
And where can they find your book if they want to purchase it?
Well, the book will be going up actually on Amazon this Sunday. It'll be available on Amazon Kindle, Amazon Books. That's going to be the exclusive source right now. It will be able to be ordered in paperback or digitally.
Okay.
So make sure you get your copy of The TikTok President by Adam Turkel, a fictional story of a better future for the United States of America.
I'm telling you, you are the next president, and if I could vote for you, I certainly would. Okay. All right. Now that you two are officially warmed up, we're about to dig into the Sears Christmas Wishbook. The circling, the starring, the impossible decisions, and the toys we loved that were, well, hazardous. So, Sears Christmas Wishbook. Every year it would land in our mailbox, and for us Gen X kids, it was pure magic. A thick catalog of every toy, gadget, and completely ridiculous thing you could ever imagine. We spent hours flipping through it, circling pages, starring the impossible choices. It was childhood heaven for most of us. The gift I loved the most, the Holly Hobby kitchen set. I was like 4, I think. You're nodding, Rita. Do you remember that?
Holly Hobby was the best.
It was the best. Tiny oven, tiny utensils, tiny food, tiny everything.
Oh, yeah.
I spent hours pretending I was running a restaurant for imaginary customers. Honestly, it was magical. It was childhood magic. This, though, is tied for first place with the Donnie and Marie dolls. I was obsessed with Donnie and Marie, and I don't know if you remember, they came out with like the little
I had Donnie.
Barbies. You had Donnie, only Donnie?
I did.
Oh, that's sad. The one thing I always wanted and never got, a kitten. I asked for one every single year, and nope, they would never get me a kitten. That being said, fast forward 7 years, I'm 11. My parents gave me, you ready? Trivial Pursuit Baby Boomer Edition. Like, what the fuck? Could I answer the questions? No. Did my parents actually want to play with me? Also no. But think about it. It was a game full of questions that they could answer, but they didn't want to play. Like peak parental trolling, epic gift fail. Hilarious in hindsight, and honestly sticks out probably more than any fabulous present ever could have. My dad and I had a good little giggle over that just the other day.
It's the memory that counts, isn't it?
Well, ultimately, at the end of the day, that is all we have, right? And yes, it is the memory that counts. Absolutely. Okay, Rita and Adam, I asked you both the same set of questions so we could compare notes on what we wanted, what we loved, and what traumatized us. So let's start with the big one. So question 1 was, what is the one Christmas gift you always wanted but never got? Rita, you're up.
Well, that was a monkey.
Like,
I always wanted a monkey.
like real live monkey.
Yeah, yeah. Used to watch them on TV, like I guess like watching Curious George or whatever, but
That makes
also what
sense.
was that? There was another show that I used to watch.
You know they could throw things at you, right? Monkeys, they got little hands. They throw things.
There was that little girl. I wish I had have thought about it. This little girl that with the pigtails.
Pippi Longstocking. Yes, she had a monkey.
Yes,
Do you
and
remember?
I loved that.
Do you know who we're talking
Pippi
about?
Longstocking.
Adam, do you remember Pippi Longstocking?
Yeah, I hated it, but
She had
yes, I
the-
know exactly who it
It was
was.
a girl thing. It was a
It
girl
was a
thing.
girl thing. Okay.
I loved.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
I think that's probably where I got that from.
Yeah, that's too funny. So yeah, totally impractical. I also always loved monkeys. So
Yeah.
I kind of feel like I was dreaming small now, asking just for a kitten. Like clearly
I
I
love 'em too.
clearly I was
I didn't want anything that could throw poop at me. I had no interest in it.
Pippi's was good. Hers was good.
Yes, Curious George and Pippi's, neither of them threw poop, so she thought that would be a great
Yeah.
idea. I think that's too funny. I think a monkey would have come with a lot of chaos, but at least they would have made Christmas
Oh, yeah.
unforgettable for you, right?
You
Okay.
didn't think about that when you were a kid.
No, too true. Too true. Adam. Oh, Adam. Adam, you had a very Adam answer, I feel. What was the one thing you always wanted but never got?
Well, when I was a kid, I was a little bit, destructive, and I used to like to watch things boil and burn and stuff. So I always wanted one of them big time chemistry sets, the kind that you could pour into pallets and smoke come off them and all that stuff. And I think ever since when I was young, I was like about kindergarten, first grade, I had to do a school project and it was a volcano and it exploded all over my kitchen. So my mother was completely against getting me the chemistry set. Never happened. No way, no how. In hindsight, she was the smarter of the two of us.
Well, I mean, come on. I can't imagine why your mother didn't want you mixing volatile substances in your kitchen. Like, nothing says holiday spirit like a 911 call for a lost limb.
A little smoke, a little fire goes
What's
a long
that?
way. What's that? What is
Would
it?
have been fun though, huh?
And
It
the
would've been
smell, like,
interesting.
sometimes you can't get that, like, chemical smell out of stuff either. Like, I just...
I got thrown out of chem class in school once because I mixed things that shouldn't have been mixed and I caused a boom.
Oh.
And a kid got a burn on his hand and I laughed.
Oh,
Peak Gen X energy right there. Absolutely. Oh my God. That's
Yeah.
too funny.
see something funny.
Right? All right. Question 2. What gift did you actually get that sticks out the most in your memory? Rita, you are up.
Barbies.
Barbies.
I loved Barbies. My sister and I used to play for hours with Barbies all the time, and we had some friends, and we had the big van and like the water. And,
You did?
Oh my
I
God.
loved-
My cousin
Yeah.
used to have that. She would drive me nuts whenever I'd go over their house. Barbie everywhere,
Yes.
cars and houses. Oh my God.
So, did you have like the motorhome, or they had like a pop-up tent trailer one too?
The motorhome one.
I
Yeah,
listen.
it was so fun.
I loved Barbies too, but my parents would never get me the dream home. I had to improvise
Oh,
for
yeah.
furniture. I would like take paperback books and throw a cloth over it and
Oh, yeah.
call it a bed. One year they
Yeah.
did get me the bathroom that had a bubble tub.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you
That
remember.
would have been so funny.
It was messy, but honestly, I thought I
Yeah.
had died and gone to heaven. So you did. So did you get the
Yeah.
dream home or just the motorhome?
I had the motorhome. Yeah, I had some furniture that went with it too. and like a little pool and stuff. Yeah, it was fun.
So, how did it work with your siblings? Because did you have to share the Barbies, or did you each have your own? Like, as an only child, everything
We
I got
had
was
quite
just
a few.
mine, right?
We did have quite a few. We just shared them. Nobody ever fought over them. I had
Nice.
one sister, but yeah.
Okay, cool. Did you have a
Yeah.
GI Joe or anything? Oh, sorry, Adam. You could have had a Barbie or a Ken too. Like, did you
No,
have?
no, no, no Barbie and Ken, but I did have a bunch of GI Joe
You
guys, and
did,
they would
eh?
get into wrestling matches, and they'd be jumping off the desk at each other, and they'd end up all over the place. And I guess GI Joe was kind of the guys' version of Barbie. You
Yeah,
know, they
yeah.
had their guns, and you could put all types of war outfits on them. I think I had one guy who had like he had like the battle armor, like he had war armor on. You could put his chest
Oh,
plate on. He had
Oh yeah.
the helmet with the communicator, and he had the big M16. I used to like that guy a lot until I tore his arm off by accident. That was kind of the end of him, you know.
For us, it was we'd
I
cut
had the
Barbie's
Wayne
hair.
Gretzky Barbie doll.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
Wayne Gretzky, how you like
I
that?
loved that one. I still have it. I still do.
I
That one's got to be valuable. Hold on to that, Wayne Gretzky. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's. Uh,
yeah,
You know what I also
yeah.
had was the Bionic Woman, and the
Six
six
million
million
dollar
dollar
man. I
man.
had him
I
too.
had those
He
too.
had the piece that
Oh,
came off his eye to reveal the eye and
Yeah,
everything,
and
and the
hers
piece that
had
came off the
off
arm.
arm. Yeah,
Yep,
right.
oh, that's
I
cool.
remember
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, we had some awesome toys. Okay, so you're up, Adam. What was the?
Well, prelude to this is in 1979, the original movie Alien came out,
Yep.
and my mother had a bad habit of taking me to movies that I really shouldn't see, and that movie scared the living shit out of me. When I tell you it scared the shit out of me, I didn't sleep for 2 nights after that movie. Anything I heard in my room, I thought was the crawler face hugger coming. You know, I was like everything scared the hell out of me. So she decided since I liked it so much, she was going to get me the Alien toy. And let me tell you something. At first, my hesitation, because in the box it looked intimidating, it was easily 2.5 feet tall.
Was it
Its
that
head
big?
glowed in the dark. Oh, it was humongous. And if you grabbed it by the back of its head, it had a trigger underneath that would make its jaws shoot out like that. That ended up becoming my favorite toy. I could not believe how much I liked that thing. I used to drag it around me by the tail everywhere I went. And the funny thing about it is, he didn't scare me at night. Like his head would be glowing in the dark in my room, and I would look at it, and instead of being terrified of alien like I was from the movie the first couple of nights before, I actually felt protected. There's an alien protecting me. I'm good. Anything comes in here is getting the jaws in their face.
Sweet.
So yeah, it was definitely the alien stuck out to me as one of my favorites as a kid.
Well, I think your line of thought there is pretty good because that toy absolutely tried to kill kids. That jaw could take off a finger. Like seriously, less a toy, more a lawsuit waiting to happen, right?
Yeah, I think when it finally broke is when I hit the head and the jaws shot out. Like they left the mouth like a projectile.
Oh
I think
God.
I hit my dog in the face with it.
Oh Lord.
I was
Oh
like, oh,
no.
his teeth broke. Funny fact about that toy? That toy right now is worth well over $10,000. Oh, the things I would have
Wow.
kept when I was younger. You
Well,
have
right. I
any
think
Yeah,
idea?
we all would have. We all would have for
yeah.
sure. My God. Okay. All right. Question 3. Sears Christmas Wishbook traditions. Rita.
We absolutely could not wait for it to come. We loved the wish book, and we all would. I have a brother and sister, and we would circle it, and then we'd put our names on it. Mom would say, "Anything you want, just put your name on it, and we'll see what Santa says."
We'll see what Santa says. Yeah, that sounds about
Yeah,
right. Oh, I love that.
yeah,
Strategic circling and claiming it. It's like early
yeah.
childhood capitalism training.
It was fun. We looked forward to the wish book like
Oh,
every
I
year.
did too, but let me ask you, quick honesty check. So, with the wish book, with your siblings, like, was it a democracy or more like Game of Thrones with markers? Like, did you fight over it? Did you just calmly take your turns? Like, how did you deal with that? Because I was an only child, but that book came and it was like, nobody's getting a hold of this till I'm
Yeah.
done with it.
Well, I was the oldest, so and I knew about it before everyone else, so I would like be
You ready
on
to
it.
go? Yeah, you were
All
ready to go.
all right.
It's coming.
Rita was ready to fight for it. You just didn't have to. That's awesome. Now,
Yeah.
I happen to know that Adam has feelings about the Sears Christmas wish
I'm
book.
gonna say this as delicately as I can. I fucking hated that book. Oh my god! Because my grandparents lived in Jersey, and my uncle and aunt, my mother's brother and sister, were both a lot younger than her. My uncle was only 3, 4 years older than me, and my aunt is literally a year older than me. So we were all in the same age neighborhood. And my grandmother lived on Sears. Everything in the house was Sears. If she could have got her damn car at Sears, she would have bought the car at Sears. So I would
Yeah.
come there a couple of times a year. And one of the times I would go there would be Thanksgiving, and she'd have the book ready. And she kind of knew how I was. We'll just say I was a little bit of a reckless kid, a little bit. And I would pick up this book and I'd hate it. I'd be like, oh man, this damn book again. That means I'm limited to what's in here. And it got to the point to where she would cross things out, like black them out with a marker. And I would be opening this book,
Stop.
and half the book is blacked out. Like, you can't have this.
What?
I'm not getting you this. I'm not getting you this. And I'm looking through these pages like, what the fuck? What am I supposed to do here? I can't pick nothing. You mean I could pick the Lego set? That's it? Really? That's all I can get? There's the damn Legos that I step on and break my toes with? So the Sears book would bring up limitation for me. I felt limitation because my
Oh.
uncle and aunt who lived there, they'd get the book when it was fresh, and they would get to go all
Yeah.
through the good things and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then my grandmother, after seeing what they're picking, is like, oh no, Adam got it, and I was the baby. I'm 2 years younger than them, but somehow I'm the baby. I was the baby. Oh, Adam can't have this. Adam can't have this. Adam can't
Oh.
do that. Adam can't do that. So I would get this book, and it would be marked up like it was damn crypt notes. It was terrible. Yeah, I
Oh
hated it.
no.
I'm honestly sad for you because
It was
so
brutal.
so many of us have such fond memories of that catalog that it's a travesty that was your experience with it. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry.
Imagine opening a Bible and all the verses are crossed out. You can't even read the Bible.
You can't know about that. You're too young to know about that. That's inappropriate. Go ahead. Well,
Wow.
honestly, I think Sears grandmothers kept that entire company in business. Like they were the backbone of North American consumerism, at least at one point.
Yeah, they were it for a long time. I mean,
time.
Sears
Oh,
Roebuck.
yeah.
As you know, I grew up in New York.
Yes.
And the biggest store in New York before Macy's became humongous was Sears in downtown Brooklyn. It was like 5, 6 stories. It was monstrous. It had a
Oh, right.
restaurant in it. Oh yeah, Sears was big time back then when I was a kid, like 8, 9 years old in the
Yep.
'70s, late '70s.
Yep.
Oh, humongous. Yeah.
Did it have, well, if it was that many, it must have had an elevator. Did it have an elevator man that would be like ladies underwear,
No, it had
pantyhose,
escalators.
makeup,
Escalators.
boys?
No, they weren't willing to pay for that. It was escalators.
It
You
was
get up your
escalators.
escalator
Wow.
and follow your signs.
Yeah.
This way, that way, this that way. And my favorite section was always running to the appliance section because they had some good stuff in that appliance. I was a kid, yet I was enthralled with like the appliances they had. Oh, look at that dishwasher! I'm a 7-year-old kid looking at that thing. Yeah.
I mean, listen, they did have a very good reputation for excellent quality appliances, but that's too funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gosh, well, I'm still sad for you. All right.
Yeah, it's okay. I lived.
Let's move
We
on.
had a 2-story one, Sears, and we had an elevator in ours. We had an escalator, but we also had
Wow.
an elevator. It's like 2 floors.
Richie Canadian Sears, excuse me.
Richie Canadian.
We were in New York where every building was straight up and they weren't putting in elevators like that. They were like, yeah, you guys can take the escalator. Have a good time. Yeah, run up and
Oh
down.
my God.
Which GenX wise, those things were damn dangerous too, by the way. I just want to say
Yeah,
that
they
for the
were.
Oh,
record.
yes.
They
Very.
were. They absolutely were.
Yeah.
Rita, what was the most chaotic or funniest Christmas morning or just Christmas day anytime moment that you remember?
In the morning, all of us siblings, whoever would get up first would be like waking the other one up, and like one, as soon as we see daylight, we're like, Santa's coming, let's go, let's go. And then we go and see the tree, and we like be so excited, and we'd be running to going, Mom, Mom, Santa's been here. And like, really? And then we look and like, oh, look at that. Santa's footprints to the tree.
Yeah.
The funny part is there were footprints to the tree, but there wasn't out. They just
Oh,
went to the
that's
tree.
interesting. And okay, so wait.
Yeah.
So how were the footprints made? Like, was it that spray snow stuff? Because that would never have
I
come
think it
off
was
the
just
floor.
like just like powder.
Oh, excellent idea.
Yeah, it was that spray stuff, right? Like that spray powder.
Yeah,
you
but
could
that
spray,
stuff
yeah.
wouldn't come out. That stuff wouldn't come out, though.
Like the baby powder.
Maybe they just used.
I
Okay,
think
yeah.
they just made like a foot and
That
then
makes
the baby
sense.
powder.
That's
But
funny,
we
though.
never thought about anything. We're like, oh, he came. He didn't leave, but he came.
Okay, but wait, also, so did you not have a fireplace? Was there no
We
chimney?
didn't have we had a play fireplace, but we didn't have a fireplace.
Okay, so Santa came in through the front door.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So, just out of curiosity, Adam, what was it like in the morning when you would wake up as a child? Like,
When I woke up in the morning as a child, I was an only child. So when I woke up in the morning, before any family came over or whatever, it was just me.
yeah,
And my mother, because she was a working lady, she was a single parent.
yeah.
She wasn't getting up early in the morning. There was no way. So I would literally get up. It'd be me and the dog. I would go downstairs to see all the wrap presents, and I would sit there with like the look on my face, sitting there just for an hour or two, just looking at it like, "Ma, wake up, Ma! It's time to open presents, Ma!"
Yeah.
So my mornings were quiet. It was my later in the days that were hectic. My mornings were quiet.
Fair enough, and we will get to the later in the day story. Sounds similar to mine, kind of from both of you. I also am an only child, or I was an only child as a child. So it was really quiet. So, a couple things. One was I had a time that, like, my parents would say, you cannot get up before 6 a.m. And I can remember laying in my bed one Christmas. They gave me one of those round alarm clocks that actually rang the bell. And I literally laid there all night and watched it all night until 6 o'clock. And I was allowed to wake them up. But then the rule became I could get up whenever I wanted. And I could go, because Santa filled the stockings and Santa's gifts were left unwrapped and assembled.
I was allowed to get some stocking stuffers
Okay.
after a while too. That was good strategy. My mother did that for me too
Right?
after a while.
Really good strategy. So for me, with all
Yeah.
the Santa gifts just there and didn't need to be unwrapped, I could go through my stocking, I could play with anything that Santa left and wait for my parents to get up for the rest. So, I mean,
That's good.
it worked out. It worked out.
Yeah.
So,
Good
okay.
idea.
That's Christmas mornings. Okay, I had asked about a chaotic Christmas and a chaotic moment, and I know Adam has a good story for us.
Well, I was notoriously clumsy as a kid. I just had a bad habit because I was big, so I was clunky. For a young guy with a body that big, I just would flail all over the place and be a mess. So it started happening, I think, when I was about 5, 6 years old. At every Christmas dinner, guaranteed, put money on it, I'm not going to drink over. Something's getting thrown off the table. And it became a running joke, like, all right, Christmas has started. Adam just spilled his coffee all over the place, whatever it is. Spilled his soda, so it's Christmas now. We're good. Until the one year that I didn't, which I think I was about 13, 14, I finally didn't spill anything. And my grandmother's staring at me with a look on her face. I'm like, what's the matter? She's like, and she had a Spanish accent. She goes, you didn't knock nothing off this morning. What happened? There's everything on the table. You didn't destroy nothing. I was like, what? I'm sorry. And then I flung the glass off, just purposely. So yeah, my Christmases were always with me knocking things over. That was just kind of par for the course. Clumsy ass Adam. Yeah.
That was the most New York Spanish accent I've ever heard in my life.
I love it. I love it.
Oh, my Spanish grandmother was a hoot, and
Oh, I
she
bet.
knew nothing about sports. And one year she tried to get me sports stuff, and I'm a Yankee fan, and she bought me a Mets hat and Mets gloves. I'll never forget this. I opened up, I looked at it, I looked at her, I said, "What the fuck is this?"
Oh, no.
She goes, "It's New York. You like the New York baseball, right? It's New York." I'd be like, "This is the Mets. What do you mean? It's the damn Mets." So she would screw things like that up all the time. She just was not very sports savvy. She thought if it had an NY, I would like it, even if it's the team I hated.
She tried, Adam. She
She did
tried.
try. My
Aw.
uncle was laughing. He was dying. We couldn't stop him from laughing when she gave me the Met hat. I think he knew
Oh
she
yeah,
bought it, and he just shut his mouth instead of telling her,
that's
"Oh no, Adam's a
awesome.
Yankee fan." No, he knew what was going to happen, and he
Oh
just shut
God.
Oh
up and let her
yeah,
do it. Yeah.
That is
I love
so
it.
funny. I think we all probably have that one Christmas memory that our families will never let us live down. I have a doozy. So mine was the year I threw up all over the angel next to me at the church Christmas recital because I was too sick to be there but refused to stay home, and my parents were like, "Okay." Yeah, that went
You
over
yacked
well.
all over the angel.
All over
Oh
the angel.
no.
I was also an
That's
angel,
great.
so and we had to stand with our. You can't see me. We had to stand with our arms like straight out to the side with our big lovely things, and so I'm standing there in the middle of two angels, and then just turn and oh yeah, no, not good, not good.
Oh no.
So Rita, you can't tell me you haven't had something crazy like that happen. I mean, you can.
Uh,
Nothing.
not really.
Okay.
Not that I.
All right.
There
You
was just
you were
like what
deprived of chaos. Shame on you. Deprived of chaos.
what Adam was saying. Like we're big in sports, so it is hilarious to get somebody something like he said that like
The wrong team.
Toronto or like a Montreal thing or like something different
Yeah.
that they don't really really want. My son loves the Pittsburgh Penguins, and we would get him Toronto stuff.
Oh my
He was
God.
just like that. He was like, no. And he was very young, like
That is a
very
moral
young.
sin to sports fans. Just so you
Oh yeah.
understand that is as bad as it gets.
He
Yeah.
cried.
I am not a sports fan, I have to admit, but I do understand, and both of my boys were the same way, so I completely get it. I completely get
Oh
it.
yeah.
All right. We are moving on to dangerous toys. So, which dangerous Gen X toy were you not allowed to have, and which one did you have anyway?
If I wasn't allowed to have it, they weren't getting it for me. But the dangerous toy I liked was the Easy Bake Oven. We had so much fun with that. Again, with my sister, just making little cakes all the time, and then you'd make them, they'd be so good, and then it was like, where's the batter? Like, that's it? That's all we get?
It was like
And
you get
then
this tiny little
They were like
bit.
itty bitty things. I
it's
remember
all,
that.
Yeah.
yeah, in little packages, and then, oh, well, now we have to get replacements. And then you think about it these days and think, well, I wonder if we used like a bit of regular cake mix,
Yeah, you
if
probably
it would
could have
have
just
worked.
bought a big box and that would have been
I
fine. Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, to think of that now, it's like, why were we just not thinking about
Well, you
that?
know what? I meant to look that up before we actually came on and did this because when you said that I was like, wait a sec. I seem
Yeah.
to remember though that like it didn't you just had to add water. Like it somehow had all the other ingredients it needed. Like I don't recall having to crack an egg or anything into it.
But
But
it still probably would have worked. Like,
probably. Yeah, I think you're probably right.
I mean, even if you
but
would have
it's fun.
pre-made the batter first, like with the
Yeah.
eggs and everything.
Oh yeah, oh
And then just
yeah. And
add
then
some
Yeah.
batter in the little
Yes.
pan.
Yeah, and just throw it in the fridge, and now you got it for
Yeah.
2 months. You got batter all over the place.
oh
over there,
god, yeah,
You
that
wouldn't have had to worry about all those darn replacements.
well, and it makes sense. And I mean, overall, so I had the Holly Hobby version of the Easy Bake Oven. I mean, it was pure childhood bliss. Unless, like me, you had uncles that were constantly hounding you to bake them cakes, because I found that really friggin' annoying. It's like, leave me
Oh.
alone. I am baking cakes. They are for me. Have you seen the size of them? Like, not enough to stick in your eye. That's what my great grandma used to say. It's not enough to stick in your eyeball. So, speaking of eyeballs, I think Adam's what the gift he wasn't allowed to have but always wanted could probably have taken out an eye.
Well, unlike Rita, when I was a kid, if I didn't want it, my mother wouldn't get it for me, and I'd find a way to get it anyway. Because I was going to get it, and I didn't give a shit. So she would never let me have like a real BB gun. I wanted like not one of
Oh.
them BS BB guns. I wanted a BB gun. You know, and she'd get me Nerf guns and Nerf darts.
yeah.
I'd be like, what is this shit? This wouldn't hurt anything. I can't do anything with this. What am I supposed to do? Yeah, it's supposed to hurt anything.
I want to harm things.
That's not the point. So, anyway, as my great grandmother, I lived with her a lot of my life because she was straight off the boat from Cuba, rest her soul, and she didn't speak a word of English, so she lived with us for a lot of my young life. And as she got older, she stopped shopping, buying presents and stuff, and she just gave me a gift card.
Yeah.
She gave me, at the time,
For
I'm a
Sears?
young kid, $50 gift card, which is,
Yeah.
probably $200 today.
Yeah.
It's a
Oh,
big gift
yeah.
card for a kid.
Yeah.
Well, guess what I went and bought? I went and got that BB gun, and I
Look at
bought it
that
with the
smile.
pellets.
Of course you did.
Yep.
Of course you
I
did.
got it, and my mother was furious. She wigged out about it. Oh, forget about it. She was like, oh my God, I can't believe you brought that thing in my house. You would have thought I brought a Glock into the house. You brought that thing into my house. You're going to kill the dogs. Oh my God. I was like, Mom, I'm not shooting the dogs. You're always worried about, I love my dogs. What do you mean I'm going to shoot the dogs? No, I just wanted to take target practice against the garage in the back. I did break a window doing that, but that's okay. It wasn't a dog. It wasn't a dog.
Was it a Red Ryder?
What a Red
Red
Ryder?
Ryder BB gun was the one that was in the movie The Christmas Story.
And no. This was like the real
A
looking
real,
gun.
real.
Real
of course
BB
Of
gun.
course it was. I got
Like I shot my friend in the ass with it, and I left a welt on his ass. The
I
size
bet.
of, like about 3 inches wide from one BB. He was like, "Just shoot me. I want to see if it hurts." I was like, "You really want me to shoot you?"
that is the
He's
most.
like, "Yeah, I want to see what it's like." I said, "Okay, turn around." I shot him right in his ass. Pow! He jumped in the air. Oh my God! What the hell? You shot me! I was like, "You told me to shoot you.
That is the
You
most.
told me to do it."
That is the most Gen X thing I've ever heard. Shoot me! I want to see if it hurts.
So I shot him in the ass, and he said he had a welt on his ass the size of like a silver dollar for like 2 weeks.
Lordy,
You shoot my eye out.
shoot my eye out.
I wouldn't be that dumb. I didn't want to get arrested.
No.
I was scared of jail as a kid. I had no,
Fair enough.
I got in a lot of trouble as a kid, and I was always smart. It was never enough trouble to get me in real trouble. You know what I mean?
That's good.
Semi trouble, I'll call it. Semi.
Okay. So between the explosives, the snapping jaws, the spilled beverages, and that unforgettable church recital moment, Gen X childhood Christmases were honestly a survival sport. Now that we're warmed up, let's move into the part of the episode where the toys themselves actually tried to kill us.
Oh boy.
All right. So we're shifting from wish lists to the stuff that probably should have come with a priest and a tetanus shot. Because Gen X toys, they were not safe. They were not regulated. And they were not tested. So let me start with my personal near-death experiences. And from the sounds of it, Rita and I have the same answer. My Holly Hobby Easy Bake Oven. Same year as the kitchen set. That thing was hot. It was basically
It was very hot.
It was basically a tiny little irradiated cave that you shoved food into. But here's the part I don't get. It was only powered by a light bulb. So how were we burning ourselves on that shit?
Wait, have you
used to
seen
think
those
that,
light
too.
bulbs? Those old school light bulbs?
I mean,
they emitted like 500 degrees of heat. Like if you touched one by the socket,
See?
you would melt the skin off your hands.
and that is
Yeah,
why
horrible.
I had several near third-degree burns. So if you survive cooking with that thing, I guess you can survive anything. So, Adam, you already gave us the BB gun. I called it a loophole. Buying it with money that was given to you when you weren't allowed to have it. Like, that's the most Gen X loophole I have ever heard. And honestly, it's chef's kiss. But
Well, she didn't tell me I couldn't buy it. She just said I couldn't have it for Christmas.
you're right? Loophole. I'm telling you, loophole. So
Oh yeah.
I want to talk about another dangerous gift, though, Adam, that you received. The Bear Claw bike pedals.
Oh my God. Destroyer of shins. Eater of skin. Must have maimed thousands of kids around the country, these things.
Mm-hmm.
So I was big into riding my dirt bike around. I had a very cool dirt bike that I had to have custom made because at my age I was too big. So I had to get a custom long frame, and I was really into the bike. It had Trans Am logos on it. It was black and gold. I was all about it. So my mother thought it'd be a good idea to get me fancy schmancy pedals for it, right? So she found these really nice pedals, and they were gold and black, and they were called bear claws. And the picture on the packaging had a bear with claws like this. Bear claws. Your feet will never slip off them. So your feet don't slip off them. But when you do stupid things like jump garbage cans on ramps and your
Evel
feet fly
Knievel!
off them, and then the wheel, the spindle for the chain spins and hits your leg and drags down. I say this without exaggeration. I jumped my friend, right? My friend laid, yes, we did these things in New York. My friend
GenX.
laid from ramp to ramp, a garbage can on each side of him as if that would have protected him, and I had to jump him on the ramp. And when I jumped him, my feet came
No.
off, the bear claw hit me and tore, no exaggeration, 6 inches of skin clear off my shin through pants,
I believe it.
through my jeans. Oh, I couldn't believe it. Now, I'm not a crier when it comes to pain. I have a very high tolerance for it. Ah, mommy!
yeah.
Oh, I couldn't believe how much it hurt. It hurt to the point where I didn't go to school for 3 days after that. That's how much it hurt. Like, I was having a hard time walking. Those things were not bear claws. They were death traps. Put your kid on this if you don't want him to come home tonight.
Yeah, you want to shred their skin like
Wow.
cheese. Honestly, the only warning label that thing needed was no, just don't.
Don't buy this.
Do not buy.
They at least could have come with little foot clips to hold your foot to the pedal so it wouldn't fly off and you wouldn't get ripped to
Something.
shreds or something. Oh, my God.
God.
They literally had teeth on them. Like, if you go Google old pictures of them, they have teeth that stand up about like a quarter to a half inch.
I remember
That
them.
They're supposed to dig into your sneaker. But they dig into
I think
everything.
I remember
They
them
dig
too.
into your skin and your leg and your face instead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Ouch.
No shit. Ouch. All right. I want us to answer these kind of lightning round style. Okay. So, and I'm gonna go first, and I think it's gonna be. How did I do this? No, me, Adam, Rita. Okay. So, which hazardous toy from GenX absolutely should have killed us, but somehow didn't? So for me, it's still in existence today, but it was the backyard slip and slide. And yes, I know they still make them, as I just said. But listen, I am already extremely awkward and clumsy. So sure, give me a tiny plastic sheet with water and grass and 100 ways to faceplant or break something. Classic GenX chaos. Number one for me.
So fun.
Adam, you're up.
Ooh, lightning round. Dangerous can kill you. Well, we've talked about BB guns and chemical sets already, so as you can see, this was the nature of my existence, was ways to try to eliminate myself before ages 15. I would think the next most dangerous thing along with that was they had these frisbees that they were like heavier frisbees, right? And they were meant to be competitive frisbees, and they were real hard plastic, and they had these little edges that came out of them, and that would make them fly straight. So me and my friends would literally throw them at each other, and there was carnage everywhere. Like, people were bleeding, cuts on the neck. Like, these were like little sharp. They were sharp discs, like almost like they were meant to decapitate somebody. They
Well-
were sharp discs.
I don't remember those, but it makes me think of lawn darts, the jarts.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
Like
Yeah,
that-
I remember those too.
I actually watched one of those end up in a kid's leg one time, so that was fun. Rita, what about you?
I was thinking the lawn darts.
Yeah, lawn darts.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's amazing.
How about pogo sticks for another thing that could kill you?
Oh,
Remember,
yeah.
remember the pogo sticks?
Boy.
Overly bouncy. You think you're doing good. You go up 2 or 3 times. Next thing you know, you're flying into the stratosphere, like Major Tom for ground control before
Major
you
Tom.
crash into the ground.
Absolutely. Or even actually, now that you say that, back then, the other thing that was common to have at home was stilts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my dad used to do that.
My friend broke his leg on a stilt.
Right?
Yes, he did. He was on stilts, and we were messing around in the backyard. I think actually like the dog ran by him or something, and it hit the stilt, and he went down. He snapped his leg right in half. He broke his shin right in half.
Oh, Lord.
No,
Well,
that was
and-
brutal. Oh my God, I haven't thought of that in decades. That was it was a brutal. See, that was actually one of the few times I was really afraid someone wasn't coming back from an injury. Like, it was that bad of a break, and it was because of stilts.
And yet here we are, all still alive miraculously. We're vaccinated, we're immune to tetanus, and we have a healthy respect for objects that can remove limbs, right?
Yes, we've learned.
I do not know how we live to tell the tales, but here we are. All right. Well, that is a wrap on our Sears Christmas Wishbook nostalgia and the toys that tried to take us out before we even hit double digits. Next time you look at an easy bake oven or a jart, just remember, we survived, we thrived, and we have stories to tell. And here we are, alive, mostly intact, and grateful that society let us play with these hazards while somehow expecting us to turn out okay. Ridiculous, right? Like, really, seriously, did they I don't know. I still don't know how we've all survived this long. I mean, clackers. Remember those things? The balls,
Yeah.
the hard,
Oh, yeah.
you can knock yourself out with them. The jarts, creepy
Nunchucks.
crawlers, nunchucks.
Remember the nunchucks, the kids' nunchucks? They were supposed to be soft
Oh,
covered,
yeah.
so they didn't hurt as much. Yeah, bullshit. They hurt like hell.
You know,
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
maybe that's the GenX superpower. Survive chaos, look fine, and have epic stories to tell later while our children roll their eyes at us. And the Sears
Yeah.
Christmas Wishbook, it was more than a catalog, except for Adam, who's forever traumatized.
It was a torture chamber.
It was
is
a
what
rite
it
of
was.
it was a rite of passage, even for you. And circling pages, starring the ones you wanted most, occasionally tempting fate with a hazardous toy. It was all just part of the adventure, right?
I only had 5 choices in it, so there wasn't much. I could do.
You're a whole exception to the rule, and I still feel bad for you. Well, Rita and Adam, thank you so much for co-piloting this inaugural journey with me. I honestly can't think of 2 people I would rather have on this ride. Truly, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having me as well. It's been fun. I enjoyed myself, and I look forward to hearing more things that Gen X screwed up and survived.
Well, I appreciate that, and I appreciate your support. So I also have a very special shout out that I want to do today for my dad. This episode will air on his 75th birthday.
Happy birthday, Mr. Gen X.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Happy birthday.
Dad, you're not...
Hope you have a great day.
I could not have done this without you, Dad. Thank you for everything, for believing in me, and for letting me just be me. I love you.
That is awesome. I actually tip my hat to your dad and to the support he's given you in your endeavors and the things you want to do in life, because that's the most important thing, is to have support like that, that when you go forward, you know that whether it goes well or not, that person's got your back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I am
that's wonderful.
truly blessed. I am truly blessed. So thanks so much for listening to episode 1 of the Real Gen X podcast. If you laughed, cringed, or remembered a toy that tried to take you out, please hit subscribe, leave a review, and share the show with a fellow Gen Xer. Next episode, we're sticking with the holiday vibes, but turning our attention to Gen X food crimes. Holiday edition. Think Jell-O molds, meat where meat does not belong, and desserts you swore were fine until adulthood hit. Remember, we may be nostalgic, but we're also battle-tested. Until next time, I'm Jen, and this was the Real Gen X podcast. Toodles.
Peace.